Absolutely. Thank you so much for staying with us right here on the Daily Report on TV 47 authoritative channel. With me, George Maringa. My guest tonight is the Principal Secretary, the PS in the State Department for Culture, Arts and Heritage, Umi Bashir. She's still here with us. As earlier on you mentioned, you're wearing Maasai Somali,
and
Giriama. And on my part, actually, this is the Meru part of the Meru traditional regalia for the men, and that is, that conversation coming ahead, on the eve of Utamaduni Day, right here at the Bomas of Kenya in Nairobi. We are in one of the villages, actually, a setup where the event, part of the event will be marked here in the Bomas of Kenya, that is Utamaduni Day, the first of its kind. And talk to us about that, Madam P.S., because this is the first sort of official Utamaduni Day to be marked. What is the intention of it all?
Well, the most important thing, the thing that we want to achieve is that we recognize our diverse cultures. As a country, we have different cultures, and we want to appreciate each other's cultures as a country. We also want to live in unity and harmony as a country, because our cultures usually seem to divide us. But what we are pushing for is unity among ourselves. There are many cultures which someone would term negative cultures or backward cultures, like circumcision, like raiding when the young boys are becoming teenagers, or raiding your neighbor's cattle, such things. But that is their culture. And the cultures of, for instance, marrying. For wives and stuff like that. Those are some of the things we are trying to appreciate as Kenyans. The kind of foods we eat, the kind of dances we have, the attires that we wear. So what we are aiming for is exactly that.
Okay. And among the issues that have been of concern is that the cultures you mentioned indeed is eroding. Kenyans are abandoning their culture. You've talked about several ways of trying to mitigate that. But in the long run, it appears that we are different from our neighbors in Tanzania and other African countries, where ours seem to be dividing ourselves. We don't seem to appreciate the cultures from different communities, so much so that you make it very tribal. As a ministry, as a government, does that concern you?
Indeed it does. I wouldn't say our cultures divide us as such. But this only happens during elections. If you are keen, you will see that during elections, everybody's tribe is everywhere. And Tanzanians have always practiced Ujamaa. And for us, we've not accentuated our tribes, our different cultures compared to the Tanzanians. Africans have different cultures. Kenya, for instance, we have close to 46 different tribes, and it is about time we appreciated each other. And differences in political views should not be a reason as to why you would not appreciate your neighbor. When we were growing up, we would go to our neighbor's house and we would eat their food, ugali, skuma, mokimo, and you come back home, and your friends would come with you, and they would have the pilau, and you become so close and grow together as a family. Back in the day, a parent would discipline a child within the estate. But these days, try and touch your neighbor's kids, and you'll see fireworks. So for us, our cultures are diverse. It's about time we became proud of our cultures. And as Kenya, the Maasai culture seems to stand out, especially globally. Tourists seem to relate with the Maasai culture. And as we speak, we don't have national dress, national arts. So probably that's one of the things that we'll be talking about tomorrow. So I'm really excited about tomorrow. Utamaduni Day being the inaugural Utamaduni Day. for us as a country, and the confusion that was there before will definitely come to an end.
Let's talk about now the infiltration or the influence by the Western cultures, and to what extent that does, because to some point, whereas some activities, some practices were detrimental, others have been beneficial. But where do you sort of draw the line and say, okay, fine, we welcome this, we invite this to this extent, but upon this extent, this doesn't end up eroding our own cultures.
Yeah. So there are positives, negatives of the westernization, so to say. And the social media has its positive times and it's got its negative times. For instance, the current was it yesterday or the day before, there was some sort of demonstration on LGBT thing going on, and such things are eroding our cultures. As Africans, that was not our culture. But where we are right now, it is happening globally, in our neighbors, in our own neighborhood. And that is one of the things that is eroding culture. We're emulating what the West is doing, and it is all in our faces. If you go on social media, if you go on the TVs, it's there. So we use it positively. We capacity build our children. We restrict some of these things that are air. Some of this, as I said, this social media side. We regulate this as a country. Then we will achieve the fact that we don't want our cultures to be eroded. Another thing. The best of teachers are our parents. In the home, where you are. Are you a parent that's hands-on? Are you a parent that actually understands what your child goes through? Are you best friends with your child? Do you talk to your child? So these are some of the things that we're trying to make sure that we have as a foundation, as a basis for the child. Another thing is through the ministry, the State Department of Education. There are lessons in school that we have. There's PE, there's French lessons. We're also trying to see how we can then bring about different languages. Learn your mother tongue in school. I mean, Chinese learning Swahili in their country. Why not?
And I was coming to that because we seem to be learning Chinese, other languages, French, Spanish. Does it seem that we have not been serious? We've only been saying we need to incorporate this in the syllabuses, but at the same time, it appears to just be a pipe dream.
Yeah, I get your point. But you see, Rome wasn't built in a day, and the thought and the process is there. The implementation needs legislation, need policies in place. So as a government, that is exactly what we're working on. Back in the day, if you speak Swahili in school, you were given the bone, and you would avoid speaking Swahili like the plague, and you'd speak English even if it's broken. And we used to say like Swahili is not cool. But as we grow up, you tend to appreciate your language, your local language, the Kiswahili language. And I wish that we could also bring about the bone, where if you speak English and not Swahili, you're given. So that at least we can also be having Swahili Sanifu. So tomorrow we've invited the whole country. We've invited the county governments, troops from different counties come and perform tomorrow, entertain the public. We also have different gastronomy. We have different cuisines. So you will get to taste the anjera. There'll be one of the villages will have the ingoho. Another village the mokimo. So you'll get to appreciate, and that's exactly what we're trying to achieve. So that the kids that come tomorrow will actually say, wow, I can actually listen to a story being told in my mother tongue. Even if I don't understand it. I mean, we're making headway. We're getting somewhere.
Yeah, because on the flip side, Madam P.S., the question would be if that mother tongue, the introduction of mother tongue in schools, at what point, because we are a cosmopolitan country, is it that you go teaching the 46 languages in schools, and ideally how would that conversation?
When I was in remember we had an option of taking French classes. A lot of us opted not. So it's an option. It's not a forced thing like maths and Swahili. So by the time you realize I'm Kikuyu and I want to learn my mother tongue, and you'll be examined. If you're Somali, so the option, give the children options.
Absolutely. And then let's talk about apart from looking at the whole dynamic and the demographics that we have as a country. Commercializing our culture still remains to be something that is diamonds in the rough. We are not yet at a place where we can say fine. Whereas tourism, as you say, the Maasai, the culture seems to be the one that is still stuck on. But when you go to other places, how do you then commercialize? Because even you go to places like China, you're taken to some of their heritage places, the Wall of China, and other regions. How do you then, as a country, commercialize and ensure that the people benefit from this?
Yeah. We have the best economic assets when it comes to cultural heritage. Under me, I have the National Museum of Kenya, and I have the Heroes Council. I have the BAMBA of Kenya where we are today, and I have the Ushanga Initiative. The Ushanga Initiative deals with the beads that these women make at the bottom of the pyramid in pastoralist communities. And
these are some that
I'm adorned in some of those. And these are beautifully done by our women. And what we're trying to do is get markets for them. They will do this beautiful beads, but they do not have a market that is sustainable, that they can sell the products and make ends meet. You will find the other day I was seeing Kiondo in a Louis Vuitton page. They were selling it for $1,000 or something. Kiondo, which if you go outside here, it's not even 1,000 shillings. So it is for us now as a State Department. We have come up with an application called Sana App, where we are going to showcase all the products, the Kamba carvings, the Kisi soapstone, the Ushanga made by our ladies, which have value addition, the belts that have Ushanga, the handbags that have Ushanga, so that someone can purchase these products from the comfort of their homes. You mentioned China. You can be in China and place an order online, and you will get this product delivered, just like Amazon. So we are getting there. It is not going to be an easy task because we're yet to launch the app, and it is one of the things that I'm really working hard towards as a PS for culture and heritage. Then there's also the aspect of Kenya being the cradle of humankind, and our tourists seem to be very interested in our cultural tourism. They actually are more interested in our cultural practices compared to the beaches and the wildlife and also the beaches. If it is about sandy beaches and beautiful hotels, they have that in Miami, they have that in Dubai. But why Kenya? So they trickle in so that they can experience our different foods, our different cultures. They go to the Mara just to dance with the Maasai and experience that life. So one of the reasons as to why we're having Utamaduni Day is to appreciate our different cultures, and also for the world to see that indeed we are not shy of our cultures. We're not shy of our different cuisines.
And someone would wonder, talking of appreciation, then why is culture so important?
Culture is very important because without culture we are nothing. The Constitution of Kenya in Article 11 strongly stipulates that culture is the civilization of our nation. It is the backbone of our nation. Because without culture, then what are we as a people? We were brought up in a certain way many years ago. There's so much history and heritage in this country. Thanks to our forefathers. We have gone through a lot from the colonial times to right now where we are. From the modernization, the civilization, the current technology that we have in place. And our cultures, our children will not know where they came from if we as parents don't appreciate that. And that is why the government of the day is emphasizing on celebrating Utamaduni Day. Then there is also the aspect of the arts that has recently come on board. And it's exciting for us because culture, the arts and heritage are under the same roof. We were not under the same roof previously. Arts was under sports. And we were somehow with wildlife and tourism under the Ministry of Tourism. Right now we are in the right place where we are under one roof. And you cannot express your cultures without arts. You cannot expressly say that I want to talk about wall art or writings and drawings in caves in this country without mentioning arts. So that is why we're very excited about arts coming on board. So that aside, tomorrow we have different troops, and it is good for Kenyans to know that absolutely free. And it is a day that the kids will enjoy because we're going to have all the bombers, all the villages in the country activate in the bombers activate. So you'll have the Luya village, you'll have the Somali village where there will be the camels, the milking of the camels. There'll be Anjera. You'll go to the Indian village, and so on. I'm very excited about tomorrow.
And the Culture Bill 2023 is one that has been proposed by the cabinet. What would you know what perhaps it intends to achieve? Because you speak about the mitigation measures, trying to bring all these things on board, the app that you've talked about. What will be the Culture Bill 2023 be seeking to achieve?
Well, you see, for us to not have a legislation on culture, and we have a state department of culture was not sitting very well with us. So that is why upon coming into office, immediately we came about drafting the legislation and taking it to cabinet. Without a guiding law, we cannot talk about what I've just mentioned. We cannot talk about regulating some of these practices that are eroding our cultures. We cannot talk about having celebrating some of these cultures that we are so proud of. We cannot then sit at the table and talk about having each culture having a right to express themselves. Also preserving and protecting our cultures. The bill strongly advocates for that. And this is an addition and a plus for us as a State Department. That aside, we also have the Kiswahili policy, Kiswahili bill that's coming up. We actually did it in English, and His Excellency brought it back to us and said, make sure it's in Kiswahili. So we had to redo it, get an expert in Kiswahili and make sure that we drafted it in Kiswahili. So as a State Department, we have legislations in place that strongly support our cause being preserving, protecting our cultures and our heritage as a country. There is the issue of climate change. We have amazing heritage sites in this country. We have the Vasco da Gama Pillar. We have the Fort Jesus. And because of climate change, you tend to see that our heritage sites are getting dilapidated. There is the erosion, there's the salt, there's the crystallization takes to the ocean. And we're very worried about Fort Jesus and Vasco da Gama specifically because it's a wild heritage site recognized by UNESCO. So if you're not taking care of that, UNESCO is going to take action. So we had to come up with a buffer wall as a country, as a government, to ensure that we safeguard our heritage sites. Climate change is there, but we have to find mitigation ways, not just sit down and complain. So that's why we also went to Vasco da Gama and constructed a buffer wall whereby we're separating the water, the ocean from our heritage site. Another thing that I'm also excited about would be the ratification of the UNESCO Convention on illicit import and export of these objects that have been stolen previously, artifacts and how we can get them back. So we had not ratified UNESCO Convention of 1970. And for us, it is a plus. Currently, it's in the House. It's in Bunge. And once it is given the nod, now we take it to Foreign Affairs. And after that, we get the certificate, and then we become among the countries that have ratified this UNESCO Convention. Then we can actually say the 35,000 artifacts that are in almost 7 countries in this globe should give us back what rightfully belongs to us.
But currently we're talking about, we want this back, we want that back,
we have not ratified the convention. So we are getting some back, but through diplomatic relations. The Americans, some of the institutions there, like Illinois University, have given us some artifacts back, gold Vigango, a few months ago, they were 85. And I was very happy for that, because it was just diplomatic relations that we have with the Americans.
Then comes the British Museum, where you walk in and you find our artifacts displayed.
But we cannot take them.
So those are some of the things that we we're working towards as achievements for the State Department of Culture, the Arts and Heritage.
Will this ratification enforce, because they have had these artifacts that are originally Kenyans for all these decades? Will this ratification of the UNESCO Convention of 1970 then ensure that we indeed get them back? Shall we go and say, okay, fine, here's the document, give us our artifacts?
It doesn't work that
but we are going to be listened to now after ratification of this convention.
In about a week, going to conduct a meeting that I have following up on ratification. On getting back our repatriation of our artifacts. And we're having this with the group House of Commons in London. And it is a great thing that we are beginning to be heard. We are beginning to be listened to. Because if you don't talk about it, then no one is going to even realize what your intention is. And these artifacts were stolen from us, and some of them were taken during the colonial period. So if we get this back, it could be a plus for us as a country.
So we cannot go back and say, give us what belongs to us. But what we can do as countries that have good diplomatic relations is see, okay, this is what we have ratified.
You need 1, 2, 3, 4.
As I said, the 35,000 artifacts.
And we did this through a research with the German Institute in conjunction with the National Museum of Kenya. And we realized that indeed there are a lot of our assets that are out of the country. So how do we make sure that we get them back?
Absolutely, indeed. We're speaking to Bashir on the eve of Utamaduni Day right here in Nairobi, that will be back here in Nairobi, the capital of the country. We want to take a short break. When we come back, we speak of the significance of Kenya and much more, because Bombas of Kenya, as you know, has perhaps been associated with the political interventions, political activity in the country. But you also want to take a deeper perspective and look at this place that we are currently in, to be able to see how the you as a Kenyan can be able to learn more about your culture. You're watching the Daily Report. We are back in a few minutes.